So welcome to another episode of a black and white photography here on this channel. I'm currently on holiday in Spain. I'm here for just over a week, and I just thought I'd bring you along to share my thoughts, get some tips maybe on my approach to this genre of black and white photography. And what I mean by that is the high contrast take on things. The thing is with Spain, you're more or less guaranteed the sun, which in return provides you shadows, and that's pretty much what you're going to see. It's not all about the need to have light and shadows for high contrast. You can also use different elements where there's a contrast in the colours, i.e. from the dark blacks against the light background, that sort of thing. I'll bring you along, as I say, sharing my thoughts, and you may even pick up some tips along the way. Limited myself to one lens, that's a 50mm on the Canon R6, which in itself is interesting. So hope you enjoy. Good morning, or should I say, buenos dias. That's right, I'm in Spain. I'm on my annual pilgrimage to the southeastern coast of Spain. And, as always, another beautiful sunrise. It's a little bit hazy today, it's a little bit cloudy. I've basically been here, a couple of days now. I'm here for around 10 days, shooting photography. This time, it's going to be slightly different, however, in comparison to my other two previous videos here, because this time the equipment has changed. No longer have I brought the quick, versatile, very portable Ricoh. I brought the R6 and attached one lens. Just one lens, that's a 50mm. So not as practical, but the same approach, and you'll see the same approach I take throughout the images which I'm going to share. And the two main ingredients are, of course, light and shadows. And we're going to get a lot of that here. Predominantly black and white. I will shoot in colour, but predominantly black and white photography. So I mentioned at the start of the video that today isn't deep shadows and the highlights, because the sun is veiled over a light cloud. However, no doubt it will break. So what do? Well, you play with what you've got, and what I've got here is form. Palm trees, you're going to see a lot of palm trees. Palm trees against a sky with a cloud, let's just say a solitary cloud. Just turn you around. Simple composition really. I'm just going to wander along here, try and get the best framing using the palm trees, but you see the cloud behind it, just adds to that bit of interest. Not sure. It's a shot, but you get the general idea. Good strong form, some nice shapes from those palm trees. No doubt I'll get up close. So I love the fan effect that our leaves provide. Now, sunrise, best part of the day. If you don't get up for sunrise, question yourself why. Beautiful, it's quiet, and here especially it's cooler, which is really important. I've been here a couple of days now. I walked quite a distance, but most of my walking is being in the middle of the day, and it's just too hot. And to be honest, I just can't be bothered with photography. So you need the right mindset, and this time of the day is probably best for that. Look. Quiet. So it really is a different mindset, different approach when you're shooting black and white, because the forms and the textures really stand out. I'm just basically looking at the lines which some sort of sweeping device is created on the beach here, and it's leading some, well, it's created some lovely leading lines, and you've got the light bouncing off the buildings, still retaining that high contrast black and white effect as well. But yeah, lovely approach. And those palm trees in deep black as well. Adds to the mood. One thing that I would like to include, and I have done a couple of frames so far, is to include people, because solitary people, not too many people, because that adds to the character of the place, gives that feeling. Also, shooting with a 50mm, got to be conscious of focus, because I want to eliminate that difference between the close subjects and the far away subjects as well, because I'm going to struggle with getting both in focus, obviously, because I'm shooting at 50mm and the longer the focal length. Yeah, so something to bear in mind, but of course the 50mm has its advantages. It gives that middle ground between the wide angle and the telephoto, and it just helps with my framing. So it's always good to look for irregularities. And what I mean by that is shapes and forms that stand out from the norm. And this tree, not sure what it is, some sort of cypress tree maybe, but as you can see, it's standing out. Oh God, it trips, don't do that. It's saying, look at me, I want to stand out. Well, I want to shoot it. It's got some beautiful side light as well. Do not underestimate the power of negative space. What I've done here, lovely shapes here, diagonals, and it's got some nice contrast with the inclusion of the palm tree. And I've intentionally shot it to ensure the subjects are in the bottom left-hand corner. Well, I say the subject, the building is the left-hand corner of the frame, and it's giving that breathing space. It's introducing the sky. So it's important to, well, experiment, but just to reduce the percentage of the subject to your frame, the ratio, if you know what I mean. Make it smaller. That way it stands out. Okay, so I've shot a few frames. It's now beginning to warm up, albeit there is a lovely breeze. So I'm going to head back, get some brekkie. So that's basically it, really. Well, we'll see. But for the photographer, I don't want to shoot during the day, he says. But basically when the sun's high in the sky, it limits the shadows. The best part of the day, as I said already, is the beginning and at the end. Problem is, at the end, I'm usually knackered because I'm an early riser. Torre de la Horadada. Torre de la Horadada. That's where I am. Similar conditions to what we had yesterday. Not bright, clear sunshine, but it will no doubt break through. It's a lovely little place. It's my favourite beach, is this. I've snapped a few already, because there's loads of, what are these, swifts or swallows? They are swifts. I've just been using this palm tree as well. It's getting the right moment. Now to identify the difference between swallows and swifts. Swifts are brownish, shorter tails as well. Swallows have the longer, elongated tails, and they've got a white underbelly. There you go. In nature. Yeah, castle. Interesting scene already. Got the track marks heading into the sea. I'm just going to move to the right hand side. Take a landscape orientation. Get the line in. Must remember. Not must remember. I'm shooting 50mm, not 35. Let's step back a bit. But yeah, you've got the lifeguard chair. Okay, I just want to introduce this tractor mark. It says tractor mark, you know, mate. Obvious shot for me, is that? Lovely leading line, got the bend at the end. We've got some stability in the frame with the chair as well. Oh God, this is thick sand. I don't particularly like using the camera and there's sand about. Just got that fear of, you know, getting into the mechanics, but I'm holding it. Careful, got the old strap on. Right, let's venture up here, nearer to the castle. I mean, look at this. This is obvious. Look at this. This is obvious, isn't it? I mean, yeah, very cliche. So try my best to avoid the straight on shot of the castle, the touristy option. So included the lovely form of the palm tree leaves, and of course shooting in black and white. More or less avoids that touristy calendar shot, as I like to call it. So yeah, playing around. Harbour, always interesting. It's all quiet. It's about, what's it now, about 8 o'clock in the morning. Lovely. So looking at urban lines, I've said that before, but here you've got the stone, yeah, some sort of stone fence. Obviously it's going to create some contrast because it's white, and to balance the frame we've got the palm trees as well, and it's got a lovely shape to it. We've got to move around because the light is on the side of the fence. You see, looking back that way and all, that's how it curves around. Yeah, probably got the best angle, to be honest. Look out for that. It's a windy start. Woo! You can probably feel that. It's a windy start, that's for sure. And that's the sun there. It's actually hidden. I didn't quite make sunrise, but to be honest, I think at the point when the sun was rising, I wouldn't have seen anything because it's just hiding behind the clouds. There was a momentary glimpse of it, and it resulted in quite an interesting shot because I opted in black and white. I framed the sun as more or less the focal point in between the palm trees and the bench, and also managed to get a shot of all the components, elements framed just as a bird, seagull, was flying into the frame as well. And as I say, it's ending in quite an interesting shot. It's just beginning to emerge again as the sun. So yeah, very breezy. So I'm out again, same location as what you saw me on the first morning. Let's see what we can find today. Again, no direct sun as yet. It may get better. I need to decide in which direction I want to go. I'm just fascinated by these strong shapes that these palm trees And just juggling around with the composition. You got the white on the left hand side, the darkness on the black on the left hand side, the whiteness on the right hand side. And it throws these into the leaves into quite a nice greyish textures. I tell you what's adding to the image as well. Oh God, what? See these little, well, it's parts of the leaf which is broken away, but it's creating that nice curve. So yeah, close-up options. Right, I'm going to venture this way, which will, from memory, bring me a more urban setting. I love the clouds. I love the cloud formations. And black and white again can create some interesting results. But a simple image. And that's what black and white photography is about for me, making it as simple as possible. It results in a stronger image. But like a lot of landscape photographs, too much clutter spoils the whole effect. I'm constantly looking around, by the way. So what I'm doing here is, one, revisiting a previous image. I think from memory it's from last year. I shot this scene, and I just love the play of the angles, the diagonals, as opposed to the horizontals as well. It's quite an interesting scene as well. You've got the shadow area here, and it's casting a shadow on the wall, and that in itself is creating triangles. It's a play, geometric shapes. Lovely example of light and shadows. Yeah, definitely stronger without the trees in the background, I feel. So I've moved slightly to the left hand side now. So the triangular shape is on the right hand side of the frame. And I'm trying to create a balance between the trees in the background. So a couple of options here with me. I just love the scene, it's quite an interesting place. You've got a door, the archway, the bell at the top. But I like this angle because I like that triangle, the shadow it's created. Yeah, interesting. No doubt I'll come back next year and try different options as well. It's good to revisit places because you might come with a different mindset, see different things, as I did there. Now, I mentioned the importance to keep images simple, to avoid clutter and less busy scenes. However, this is quite a busy scene, but for me what will make it work is you've got strong elements, focal points to the image, in that you've got the signs, triangular signs, arrows. It breaks it up quite nicely. Again, it's a play of geometric shapes. So this morning's sunrise was definitely a lot clearer in terms of less cloud shrouding it. So that hopefully will lead to lights and shadows a lot sooner. And this is where the 50mm comes into effect. It's greatest, I feel. And that's that ability to frame a scene which isn't too wide and yet just below the telephoto range. And here you've got a play of shapes and shadows and light. The lovely flowers, bushes here, but you've got the quite acute textures of the palm-like trees as well. You've got a nice play of light on this vertical side. It's just getting all that into the frame. Right, okay, I'm going to bring this morning session to a close with a final image. A play on shadows from the lamppost and to the buildings here, which in itself got some interesting angles. It sounds like I'm on repeat, doesn't it? But that's basically how my eye looks. And I think, I know, conditions like this, with the sun casting and creating its shadows, works really good with black and white. So when you're in the UK, and that brief interlude where there's sunshine, get out with your camera, but rather than go to some landscape environment, go to an urban environment, and that's where black and white photography really comes into effect, in my opinion. Always good options. See the arch shapes on top of that wall. That's worth a look. Good little moment back there. I was focusing on taking a image using the arrow on the road, and then a cat appears, and in black and white, rendered it in black. Good stuff. Wow, that's hot. Have I said it's hot? It's hot. Right, let's play around with this. Desolate place. I say desolate. I don't think there's anyone in it. So I'll just spin you around. Yeah. Look at patches of light. Light. Oh, wow, that heat has not subsided. This is my final day, and I thought I'd spend it at one of my favourite places here. It's the second time I've come here. This is a place called Cartagena. As you've probably guessed, we're in the marina area. Quite significant place is this. It's apparently where the Spanish Armada sailed from. Where is that, Cadiz? I think they were based here. Anyway, there's a massive naval base here. Now, one important thing to remember when shooting black and white, it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be shadows. The sun has got to be out, and for the UK, that's good news. What does help, however, is contrast. Contrast created from dark areas to light areas. So in this case, we've got a subject here, moped, black moped, against a light grey background, which in itself is creating some contrast. Same elements come into effect when you're composing in this sort of short landscape shot. You've got balancing here, left hand side, the palm trees, then you've got the lamp, which is curving over from the right hand side, and you've also got a cart, but that's nothing to do with it. But yeah, simple image, slightly messy I suppose on the right hand side, but do what I can get from this.